Hey, what's going on, gamers? Hotshot Gamer here. Welcome back, and today we're gonna be doing a reaction video. So I'm actually gonna be making two reaction videos. Now, basically, before I tell you what we're gonna be reacting to, basically, so around the time of this recording, it should be basically, of course, today, the time of this recording is Christmas Eve. So, and I don't know when this video will be uploaded. Maybe on Christmas, or I don't know. But anyway, guys. So basically, Merry Christmas. And the videos we're going to be reacting to are basically both Star Wars related. So basically the first one we're going to react to is a video from Warp Zone, and this is basically Darth Vader reacts to the Rise of Skywalker. So basically, let's see what this holds. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Bob, don't worry about Galaxy's Edge, okay? I've got a plan. I don't know, blame it on market conditions. That line always seems to work. Oop, 1 second, Bob, I got another call.
Get a little drink here.
Yellow.
Mr. Richards, there's a Mr. Vader here to see you.
Interesting. Okay, send him in, Janine.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. Choose your words carefully, my friend.
Hey, Darth, how are things going?
Oh, Dick, let me tell you, it's been a whirlwind of a Q4 for Star Wars. With the media blitz for Rise of Skywalker, not to mention the new video game, Disney Plus show, mountains and mountains of merch, I've barely had a chance to sit down. Mind if I sit, by the way?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, that's nice. Most of my joints may be fake, but the eggs are real. Anywho, now that episode 9 is out and the Skywalker saga is complete, that certainly was one way to end it. It's pretty clear you won't be needing old Vader anymore, so I'm here to turn in my lightsaber and my Disneyland annual pass, and I'm off to enjoy a long overdue retirement. Been eyeing Cabo. Think a little sun will do this body a world of good.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna need to keep you around for a little longer. Indefinitely, actually.
What? I don't understand. The trailer said this was the end of the Skywalker saga. So that's it for me, right? I'm all done, right?
Oh,
Really?
come on, Vader. You've been around long enough to know that all that end of the saga talk is just a marketing strategy to get butts and seats on opening weekend. Remember how we convinced everybody that Endgame was the grand and emotional MCU finale, and then like a month later Sony shot out another Spider-Man movie that continued the story and turned most of the events of Endgame into a joke?
Dick,
Good point.
how much story is there even left for Disney to tell?
Have you seen the old expanded universe we threw out? There are literally thousands of comic books, video games, and 800-page novels that we can turn into potential storylines.
Well, you discarded
for
them,
me.
right?
What else is left for my character? You've seen me grow up, turn bad, be bad for a long time, turn good again for like a minute, then die. What else new could you possibly do with me?
Nothing.
Oh, new? Absolutely nothing. Actually, we're gonna have you do the exact same thing you've already been doing over and over again. Because what we have with you, Vader, is instant recognizability and legitimacy. I mean, look at yourself. You're Vader, baby. You got the iconic black suit and cape, the deep, commanding voice, the ominous breathing. I mean, you're the most recognizable figure since Jesus, for Christ's sake.
Sure.
And because you have no problem chopping your kids' hands off, choking out coworkers, and chucking your boss down reactor shafts, you're also one of the most menacing figures as well. Anything we put you in gets an immediate and intense boost of legitimacy. Because if Darth Vader has to show up to solve a problem, then clearly it's a story that matters.
Cool.
And that boost in legitimacy leads to boosts in revenue. I mean, you're basically the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson of the Star Wars universe. First cut of Rogue One not looking so hot, boom, stick Vader in a hallway.
Sure,
EA
I
a
mean,
little uneasy about
with
its
Darth
good
Vader and
but
Rogue One,
clearly
that was
half-finished new
badass.
Star Wars video game, bam, stick Vader in another hallway. Oculus needs to push
From
their
what I've
shiny new
seen,
VR
he
headset,
looked pretty cool in the
bazoom,
game.
give him an exclusive 3-part Vader miniseries.
Holy Spaceballs. You're right.
And the gravy train doesn't stop there.
Reference.
You're crazier than the ridiculous Snoke theories that turned out to be true if you think your Durasteel ass isn't going to be cameoing in the Cassian Andor and Obi-Wan Disney Plus shows. And you're going to be
True.
really busy in a couple years when you become a permanent fixture of Galaxy's Edge.
But Galaxy's Edge is set after The Last Jedi. My character will have been dead for over 30 years by then.
Yeah.
Yes, what a silly oversight. Of course, we don't have plans to remodel Galaxy's Edge into the original trilogy by 2024 to help boost attendance.
But Don't you think it's time to do something new? Like let the sequel characters have their time to shine. Or, and I'm just spitballing here, you could come up with a new masked villain who has all the same cool and threatening characteristics as me, but is someone totally different.
Isn't that Kylo Ren, though?
Oh, Annie, baby. You think we paid Lucas $4 billion for something new? No, we knew exactly what we were getting when we made that deal. The most powerful force in the entire galaxy. Nostalgia. You see, as people grow older and inch ever closer to death, the insignificance of their lives truly comes into focus. In order to combat this, people often cling to the past, to a simpler time, a safer time when they still had hopes, dreams, and the silly assumption that life had any sort of inherent meaning, which of course it doesn't. I mean, people are 1 in a billion. Hell, 1 in 10 billion actually. But when they watch Star Wars, they feel as though they too were destined for something greater. Like they could rise up against seemingly insurmountable odds and overcome their own personal version of the Galactic Empire. And that's where you come in. Not only are you the most recognizable figure in Star Wars, but you're also the enduring face of Star Wars. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, hell, even Daisy Ridley will eventually get old and die. But not you. You are eternal. You're an unaging mask that people will always be able to look back to and remember not just Star Wars, but the most important part of Star Wars, the original trilogy. Everything always comes back to the original trilogy. The prequels were a lead into it. The sequels never escaped its shadow. It's the one part of Star Wars that is universally beloved. And that's why we will never let go of you, Vader. You are our black-clad cash cow, and we're going to blue milk every last drop of nostalgia out of you until either the Star Wars brand dies or the sun explodes. And honestly, I'm betting the sun will go first. So do yourself a big favor and try and get comfy in the House of Mouse, because you're going to be here a long, long
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
And you underestimate the power of a $200 billion multimedia conglomerate.
What?
Unlimited power!
Oh, Vader,
God.
you're looking pretty beat. Maybe you should take a little vacation. And I know just the place to send you.
Poor Vader. Can't believe they did that to him, but dang, basically the skits I've seen from Warp Zone, with the Disney skits, it looks like it's actually what's happening right now. Like, that's honestly very scary, to be honest. And I mean, dang, look, Darth Vader, basically not only is like my favorite character in Star Wars, but he's basically my favorite villain in all cinematic history. No competition. Alright? Darth Vader is the most badass villain in all film. Honestly, I don't know what to say after that, but again, we don't know what the future holds and what Disney might do. Well, so far they're doing a good job with The Mandalorian, and they're bringing back the Clone Wars. They're having an Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and I forgot what was the other one. It was with the 2 characters from Rogue One. I forgot their names up. Anyway, just hopefully they don't let us down or anything. So far so good. It's time to tell you what the other video I'm going to be reacting to, and this is a video from Honest Trailers, and yeah, like for both like Warp Zone and Honest Trailers, I haven't done much reacting to those videos. Like I remember from Honest Trailers, I think I did one for The Incredibles, or I don't know if I did or didn't. I can't remember. And from Warp Zone, I know I did a reaction video to like Where's Our Lightsaber Game. So I mean, hopefully I can do more of those in the near future, but we'll see. So basically, we're reacting to the newest video from Honest Trailers, and this is for Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And yeah, let's see what they talk about. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Clone Wars anime.
This episode is brought to you by Target.
And I just got an ad of that just now. All right.
You've spent weeks arguing about The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian's
You've spent
badass.
months arguing about the rise of Skywalker.
True,
Now,
yeah.
watch the one Star Wars movie capable of uniting the entire fan base by agreeing it's the worst theatrically released movie in the franchise.
What? I liked it.
Easily. Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the movie. The show is a different story. Gear up for a movie based on a vague reference to something Mark Hamill said in 1977.
You fought in
On
the
the
Clone Wars?
Yes.
But since the Samurai Jack guy made them look kick-ass one time, Lucasfilm followed up with a poorly animated kids movie. Really poorly animated.
I'd best be on my way.
That wasn't bad.
Like so poorly animated, every scene ends with the same animation of someone crossing their arms.
And I just retweeted it.
Did they forget to render this? Looks like an educational Star Wars spin-off game designed to teach me how to type. Your favorite prequel characters are back. Yay! Like Anakin Skywalker, who's only killed sand people at this point, not younglings, so he's good. Obi-Wan, who took all the stiffness out of his personality and transferred it to his hair. Christopher Lee and Sam Jackson, who didn't get the memo they could skip this one.
I need 3 of his Star Cruisers.
Oh yeah. Nice.
A bunch of nameless clones.
Thanks for the ride, Rex.
Cody, battle positions.
Aw, don't name your clones, man. You're just gonna get attached. Ahsoka Tano, a sidekick built out of corporate memos to make a
Ahsoka,
cool young
she's
girl
the best.
Jedi who's cool
She's one
and
of my
does cool
favorites.
stuff.
You're stuck with me, Sky Guy.
What did you just call me?
And Baby Yoda,
Aw.
exact opposite, Stinky.
I didn't have a problem with him.
Oh, Stinky, you're a mistake no one will ever speak of again.
Wow.
Begun the Clone Wars have. And boring the Clone Wars are, because this is 90 solid minutes of droids shooting at clones shooting at droids, and space wizards flipping
But I
around
mean,
in the middle of
isn't
it
that
all,
what
helping
the
the clones shoot the
Clone
droids more
Wars
better.
was supposed
But
to
since
be?
we know the same guy is running both armies, we know this is all a big distraction that means absolutely nothing. Unless you're the guy who owns the rights to the blaster sound effect. In that case, cha-ching, am I right?
Well, those are awesome sound effects.
So strap in for the first Star Wars set entirely inside an actual Star War that's somehow more boring than the holiday special. At least that had Wookiees watching VR porn. Still, it
Yeah,
does
I'd
feature
rather
the
watch
greatest
Clone
redemption
Wars
story in
than
Star
any
Wars.
movie than that.
No, not that guy. Dave Filoni, who somehow shook off this mess
Legend.
and turned it into multiple compelling seasons of television. Turned this brat into one of the most popular characters in the fandom and proved that there's room for more than one Hollywood nerd in a cowboy hat. El Mariachi versus The Mandalorian, guys. At least give it some thought. Starring Darth Vader, Poochie. A good movie? Now that's a thing I haven't made in a long time.
Reference.
Padme, I'm a Deadeyes. Mr. and Mrs. Sith. BattleBots. And Baby Slug.
Oh no, not that dumb baby shark song. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Get rid of it. Thank you.
PS2 Jedi Power Battles.
That would be an interesting game.
So, this is around 20 years before A New Hope, and jizz music hasn't changed at all? Are these guys playing brand new cutting-edge jizz? Or does the Mos Eisley Cantina have a retro jizz theme? This holiday, the toys of a generation of Star Wars fans come home. Explore a whole galaxy of Star Wars toys, available at Target. Marvel,
Nice.
DC. No one on the internet has ever thought of making a video comparing the relative strengths of their heroes until now. Click here for an all-new episode of Power Levels, and see if you could handle Superman's pelvic thrust.
Okay, that was kind of weird. But yeah, that's it for that. Basically, recently, right now, since I have Disney Plus, I've been rewatching the Clone Wars. I have, again, like, from the past, I did say I've seen several episodes of the Clone Wars. And since now I had Disney Plus, I was able to rewatch some of the episodes. I think I'm on Season 1, Episode 9 of the Clone Wars. I still have a long way to go. I've seen the movie, and yeah, I've seen most of it. And so far, it is pretty cool. And it is also really fun for me to rewatch those and to see which episodes I remember seeing as a kid. And yeah. And also, the Clone Wars is basically my Star Wars that I grew up with. I mean, if I had to think of anything that's real, like, I wasn't much of a big Star Wars fan before. And if I had to, like, think, like, how the Star Wars was going to be like, it's going to be like that, the Clone Wars. And, my God, it's awesome. So... And really glad that Disney is bringing it back, and I forgot when. I think they're bringing it back on February, so I still have a long way to go. So yeah, I gotta hurry up and rewatch Clone Wars. But yeah, anyway, guys, hope you did enjoy this honest trailer, Star Wars: The Clone Wars reaction. So, and basically, I'm gonna leave the link to the videos I reacted to, the honest trailers and the Warp Zone. So finally, it is the day. Ghostbusters Afterlife has finally released. And yeah, I'm just gonna stop saying anything. Let's just start the trailer. Here we go, and now.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Honestly, my mom won't
In
say it,
Walmart?
but we're completely broke.
Ooh.
And the only thing that's left in our name is this creepy old farmhouse our grandfather left us in the middle of nowhere. Why'd you bring me up here?
Entertainment value?
Oh. Oh,
What is that?
I don't know.
Somehow, a town that isn't anywhere near a tectonic plate, that has no fault lines, no fracking, no loud
Alright.
music even, is shaking on a daily basis.
Under the dining table now!
There's the book.
Hey, remember that one summer we died under a table?
I found this in my living room.
Killer
ghost
replica.
trap.
A replica of what?
A ghost trap?
Ooh, I really like that. Jason
There
Reitman.
hasn't been a ghost sighting in 30 years.
Whoa, I
New York
think
in
that
the
was a
80s,
ghost there.
It's like The Walking Dead.
Ah,
Your dad
here they
never
are,
mentioned this to you?
UGs.
It's just my mom.
Can you meet her?
My grandfather died. My mom says we're just here to pick through the rubble of his life.
I think we already know who Phoebe's grandfather is.
Who are you?
Spangler.
Call it fate.
Shandor? Maya? Shandor?
Call it luck.
All quote from the first Ghostbusters movie.
I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Was that a pterodog? Oh, the Ecto one! Yeah! Oh,
It has a gunner seat?
nice. Wow. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Wow. So, yeah, immediately this is way better than that god-awful 2016 Ghostbusters movie. We're never gonna mention that. But overall, dude, I am really hyped up for this. I'm really am crossing my fingers that this will be good. And, yeah. Overall, what are you guys' thoughts on the trailer of Ghostbusters Afterlife? Are you guys hyped up for it? Just let me down in the comments below. So that's it for today, guys. So don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, now it's time for me to wrap up and roll out. And bustin' makes me feel good.